A very good evening to one and all. Our today's topic is based upon inflorescence. But before going to inflorescence, today we shall see about essentials and non-essential worlds of the flower. We must see also about the complete and the incomplete flower, as well as we must also see about placentation, and then we shall come to inflorescence. So first of all, we will start with essential and non-essential worlds of flower. What are worlds? Worlds are actually the different parts of the flower, like calyx, which are also called as sepals, corolla, which are also called as petals, androecium, which are also called as the male reproductive part, gynoecium, which are also called as the female reproductive part. So that's why I have written here the word worlds, not world. It is worlds. Worlds means the different part of the flower. Calyx, green color, that is the sepals. Corolla, the petals, that is of different color, either red or orange or pink, so as to attract the insect. Then comes the androecium, which is the male reproductive part, and then the gynoecium, which is the female reproductive part. So here we need to know one thing, that are the whorls so much important for the flower? Of course it is. If there is no whorls, then the flower won't be called as a complete flower. The flower won't be called as a complete flower. Now what happens, in my previous video also you can see I have done the demonstration with the hibiscus flower. There I have shown that what are the calyx, what are the corolla, where is the androecium, and what is the gynoecium. I have shown it very clearly. You can go through that previous video and you can see it. Now, having said all about this worlds and all, now next is that what is essential and non-essential worlds. Calyx and corolla are considered as non-essential worlds. Why? Because calyx and corolla not having any direct involvement in the reproduction or neither any direct involvement in the production of seeds. But androecium and gynoecium, they both have a direct involvement in the reproduction as well as in the development of the seeds. Of course. So what happens here is, calyx and corolla, they both considered as a non-essential world, and androecium and gynoecium, they are considered as essential world. Why? Because androecium and gynoecium is having a direct involvement for the reproduction as well as in the formation of the seeds, but calyx and corolla don't have such things. Now next thing is, after completing about essential and non-essential world, next one is the complete and incomplete flower. Now when the flower is having all the four worlds intact present within itself, means calyx is also there, corolla is also there, androecium is also there, gynoecium is also there. All the four parts of the flower is there. Means all the four worlds together, there are four worlds of flower. So the four worlds, if all the four worlds are present in a particular flower, that flower would be considered as complete flower. If either from the four worlds, if any one of the world is absent, either calyx or corolla or androecium or gynoecium, or more than one world is absent, then that flower is considered as incomplete flower. That flower would be considered as incomplete flower. So complete flower and incomplete flower, essential worlds and non-essential worlds. I hope you can understand this. Now, before going to the placentation and inflorescence, one more information I would like to give you. When a flower is having only one reproductive part, that is the male reproductive part, that time the flower is considered as staminate flower. If the flower is having only female reproductive part, that flower is considered as pistillate flower. So I hope you can understand this. Staminate means only male flower. Pistillate means only female flower. So I hope you can understand this. Apart from this, when we are going to the next part, that is about monoecious and dioecious condition. Monoecious means such plant where both male and female flower is present. Monoecious condition. Such a plant where both male and female flower is present. Dioecious condition is such a plant where either male or female is present. Means in one plant the male flower will be present, and in the other plant the female flower will be present. As simple as such. Monoecious, both the sexes of the flower will be present, male and the female. Dioecious, either male will be present in one plant and female will be present in the another plant. Means as a difference. Now we will be talking about a very interesting fact. that is about the Titan aurum. Titan aurum. Titan. Titan aurum. Arum. Titan aurum. Titan aurum is a flower. It is also known as copse flower. Corpse. Copse. Corpse. Copse flower. Corpse flower means the flower will smell like a dead body. Like a dead body. Rotten flesh. It will smell like a rotten flesh. And the most important fact of this flower is that flower will grow once in a decade. Means after every 10 years. After every 10 years, the flower will grow. It will not have a regular growth. The flower will grow after every 10 years. And whenever this flower will grow, it is having a dark green inside, and from outside it is red, dark burgundy in color, or reddish burgundy in color, or dark in green from inside. It is dark green from inside, and outside it is reddish burgundy, and that color is very much dark, which allows the insect to come for the pollination. It attracts the insect. The red burgundy color is so much dark that it will attract the insect. And the foul smell, very much smelly flower it is, like a corpse, like a rotten flesh it will smell. Titan aurum. Remember the name. And it is having a huge diameter also. Huge diameter. It's taking a big area to bloom. And once in every 10 years only this flower will bloom. And it will not bloom every day or in every year or every month. Never. Only once in a 10 year. Now, having said this, our next and the foremost topic is placentation. Now, what is placentation? Placentation means the arrangement of the ovule inside the ovary. The arrangement of the ovule, how the ovules are arranged in the ovary, is called as placentation. So, in placentation, what happens? The ovules are arranged in such a way that we have given names to those arrangements, like parietal, free central, basal. These are all the several names of the types of placentation. These are all the several names of the types of placentation. Means how the ovules are arranged in the ovary, this is termed as the placentation. And there are several types like parietal, then free central, then basal, and etc. One or two more are there. So what happens? These three are main type of placentation. These three are main types of placentation. And whenever you are cutting an ovary, whenever we are dissecting an ovary and we are seeing it under the microscope, then very nicely we can find that which one is parietal and which one is basal and which one is free central. Why I am taking these three names? Parietal, free central, and basal. Why I am taking these three names? Because more or less you will find that three kinds of placentations in majority of the flowers. In majority of the flowers, these three kinds of placentation is found. Now, apart from this, next topic is inflorescence, the most awaited topic. Inflorescence means how the flowers are arranged in the floral axis. How the flowers are arranged in a floral axis is called as inflorescence. Now, there are two main kinds of inflorescence, racemose and cymose. Now see, in racemose inflorescence, the floral axis is there. The floral axis is there and the flowers are bloomed. But it is unbranched. The floral axis is there, flowers are bloomed, these red ones are the flowers, these red circles are the flowers. Flowers are bloomed, but it is unbranched. In cymose, you can see the main floral axis. The main floral axis is terminated into a flower and it is branched kind of inflorescence. It is branched. You can see the branches. But here you can't see. And here the floral axis, the main floral axis will never terminate into a flower. The main floral axis in racemose inflorescence. Inflorescence means the arrangement of the flower in the floral axis. So it is having two types, racemose and cymose. In racemose we can find the main floral axis. The main floral axis is not at all terminated. It will keep on growing, and that's the reason why the flowers are growing side by side but not branched. But in cymose, what we have seen, the main floral axis is terminated into a flower, as well as this branched kind of inflorescence is taking place. You can see this branch kind of inflorescence. This branch kind of inflorescence is taking place. So that is the difference. Here the main floral axis is terminated. Here it is not terminated. Here the inflorescence is taking place in a branched way. Here the inflorescence is not taking in a branched way. Only individual inflorescence is taking place. Please go through the video, see it properly, and if any doubts, you can ask. Thanks a lot.